Hey guys, Roman Sliders here with a gaming rewind on the Burnout franchise, developed by Criterion Games and published by Acclaim and Electronic Arts. Burnout is a racing series with an emphasis on aggressive driving and crashing into as many cars as you can find, causing maximum carnage. The crash modes are the series' most notable feature, where the game encourages you to drive at high speeds, rewarding you to take risks like driving towards incoming traffic or by making opponents crash. Performing any of these actions gives you extra boost to your car that makes it run faster. Draining the boost meter completely gives you a burnout. A trademark feature of the franchise is the collection of racetracks which are based on real world locations, with the exception of Burnout Paradise. The first game in the series, Burnout, was released in 2001 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox and Nintendo GameCube. The game set itself apart from other racing games by focusing on high speed and over-the-top crashes. Championship mode is the main gameplay mode in Burnout, a series of events that consists of several races that become progressively harder, forcing you to use faster cars to reach first place. New cars can be unlocked by completing each event. Other modes include single race and time attack. While the game was praised for its graphics and gameplay, it was criticised for its use of instant replays and difficulty. The sequel, Burnout 2 Point of Impact, was released in 2002 for the PlayStation 2 and 2003 for the GameCube and Xbox. The game was built on the conventions established in the original, where players race through traffic at high speeds and causing as much destruction as possible. Capitalising on the success of real-time damage that cars sustained in the original game, Burnout 2 includes a crash mode, where players can earn points by causing damage to other cars, and a police mode where you must wreck a criminal's car to arrest him. The Xbox version of Burnout 2 was subtitled with the developer's cut, featuring 21 new cars and Xbox Live Online leaderboards and customizable soundtrack capabilities. Burnout 3 Takedown was released in 2004 for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, now published by Electronic Arts as the original publisher Acclaim had gone into bankruptcy. A GameCube version was planned but was cancelled during development. There are 5 game modes in total, with 2 race modes and 3 crash modes. Players gain boost by driving into oncoming traffic and narrowly avoiding said traffic and causing other players to crash, referred to as a takedown. Road Rage mode is where players must perform a number of takedowns against a set number of AI-controlled opponents, while Crash Junction mode sees players careening down an intersection, trying to perform as much damage as possible. In any of these modes, medals can be awarded for achieving certain scores, which unlock hidden tracks and vehicles. The Xbox version of Burnout 3 Takedown once again features online play with up to 8 players with competitive and cooperative gameplay modes. Online play continued until 15th of April 2010, when the servers were shut down, which is also when Xbox Live for the original Xbox ceased operations. Burnout 3 Takedown was the first game in the Burnout series to feature a licensed soundtrack with songs from Franz Ferdinand, Amber Pacific and Sugar Cult, played through the in-game radio station Crash FM. Burnout Revenge was released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and in 2006 for the Xbox 360. In terms of gameplay, Burnout Revenge was similar to Burnout 3 Takedown by focusing on racing through traffic and vehicle combat. Revenge expanded on vehicle combat with new features like the ability to ram same-way traffic, vertical takedowns and a new game type, Traffic Attack, with the aim to cause as large a crash as possible. When an opponent takes you down, that car is marked as a revenge rival, providing the player with extra incentive to take down the car in question for the ultimate revenge. There are 77 cars in the game, with support for online multiplayer. The Xbox 360 version, which was new at the time, offered enhanced graphics and new features such as downloadable content and burnout clips, which allowed players to save 30-second clips of offline races that could be shared on Xbox Live. Burnout Revenge once again featured a licensed soundtrack. The game received critical acclaim, winning multiple awards for that year. Burnout Legends was released in 2005 for the PlayStation Portable and Nintendo DS, featuring many of the same tracks from the first 3 Burnout games, offering a handheld experience. The game sees you compete in a number of modes such as World Tour, Eliminator and Time Attack to unlock new tracks, cars and events. Burnout Dominator was released in 2007 for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable. The game is the only Burnout title not to be developed by Criterion Games, instead developed by EA UK, and it's the first game since Burnout 2 not to feature crash mode. Burnout Dominator sees the return of burnouts, which are achieved by completely draining the boost meter without stopping. This process can be continually repeated so you get a burnout chain. The main single player mode World Tour returns, which allows the player to unlock new tracks and vehicles. Burnout Paradise was released in 2008 for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and 2009 for the PC. The game is set in the fictional Paradise City, an open world where players can drive around and compete in different races. The game has been described as a complete reinvention of the franchise, where players can progress at their own pace and level. Additionally, records are now kept on the player's driving license, such as statistics on fastest time and biggest crash on every street. Crash mode has now been renamed Showtime, which can be activated anytime during the game, and unlike previous incarnations of Crash mode, Showtime is played out in real time to gain the maximum amount of points rather than watching a crash take place. There is also 2 different crashes that can happen depending on the level of damage the car receives. If damage is minimal, then the player will drive away and continue playing, but if the car is completely wrecked, then you have to wait until the car is reset. The online lobby system has now been replaced with a streamlined easy drive mode, where players can have access to a friends list. Burnout Paradise received a number of updates including a day-night cycle, the inclusion of motorcycles, and movie cars. Burnout Crash was released in 2011 for Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation Network. The objective of the game is for players to drive into an intersection and attempt to cause the largest crash possible. Unlike previous games, Burnout Crash is played from a top-down perspective, where points are earned for causing damage to the environment and other vehicles. The Burnout franchise is unique among racing series, with its emphasis on mayhem and destruction. The focus on breakneck speeds and crashes create an exhilarating experience, one that has helped Burnout establish itself as a cult favourite. Well, that ends another Gaming Rewind. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please comment, like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. For updates on what I'm doing next, remember to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and until next time, peace out guys.